Stop number 3 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to Las Vegas. And I said it at the Season 3 Brickyard 400 that we would move the Dan Wheldon 400 to Las Vegas because I didn't think of it in Season 3. Silly me. But that's what we're doing here this season and seasons past. In fact, every Castrol GTX Cup Series race at Las Vegas held will be the Dan Wheldon 400 simply because, well, for those you didn't see the final IndyCar race of 2011, quick story about that race. Dan Wheldon was involved in a lap 13 crash that took his life in turns 1 and 2. That involved about maybe 10 cars or so. Horrible, most horrible IndyCar crash I had ever seen in my life. And it took the life of Dan Wheldon, two-time Indianapolis 500 champion. He never won at this track, as a matter of fact. But that's the reason why I picked Las Vegas, because that was the track where that took his life. And of course, he was a great champion, won the Indianapolis 500 twice, and won the IndyCar Series championship, in fact, in 2005. So, rest in peace, Dan Wheldon. The engines have fired up. Eric Matthews on the pole for the race. Alongside of him, Jeremy Doobie. Row 2 has Dominic Jarvis and Keith Batson, the defending champion of this race. Row 3, Justin Acosta and Earl Jarvis. Row 4, Morgan Carpenter and Johnny Gardner. Row 5, Robbie Hardy and Trent Dunham. Row 6 has Dalton Day and Michael Flanagan. Row 7, the 20 car of Justin Perry and the 4 car of Ryan Acosta. The field comes out of corner number 4. The green flag about to wave here for the Dan Wheldon 400. The annual tribute race at Las Vegas. And here we go. Just because it's a NASCAR race does not mean we can pay tribute, does not mean we can't pay tribute to all the other befallen in all of motorsports. Rest in peace, Dan Wheldon. Dominic Jarvis dives to the inside of Eric Matthews as they come out of turn number 4. It's going to be interesting to see who leads the first lap here today. And it looks like it will be Dominic Jarvis leading lap number 1 here at Las Vegas. Justin Acosta diving to the inside of the 22 car of Eric Matthews. Acosta is still trying to get by Eric Matthews as he's got the helper in the 90 car, Morgan Carpenter, the younger sister of Randy Carpenter, part of the 2-car Carpenter team. Interestingly enough, Randy drives a Chevrolet, Morgan drives a Ford. And Morgan's car pretty easy to pick out too. There it is right there. The bright lime green machine, the Publix Ford, that was an actual Winston Cup car from back in 1990 when Buddy Baker drove it, then later Robbie Gordon drove it. And now Morgan caught on the middle as Robbie Hardy takes the DuPont Chevrolet to the number 2 position, car 24. Being followed by Dalton Day in number 17, Keith Batson, the defending champion of this race, in the 28. We all know Keith's got a strong horse under the hood of that Haviland Ford. But meanwhile, Dalton Day, for the changes on the low side for a change, he takes the Western Auto Chevrolet to the number 2 position, or tries to. Dips down and he's got second. Still chasing King Richard Petty's car of Dominic Jarvis, as he has the number 1 position. The King's car running very strong. The STP Dodge. It was a Dodge Petty. Of course, you remember Richard Petty drove a Dodge many years back in the 70s. Even though in later years Petty's car was a Pontiac. Dalton Day running in 2nd position. Eric Matthews in 3rd, but may not be 3rd for long because here comes Keith Batson in a 28. Or here was Keith Batson going for 3rd. Keith rides in 4th right now, but he's getting chased by a 2 car of Alexander Dawson Alexander Dawson, meanwhile, has a mirror full of the 11 car of Red Bell. Kind of interesting enough, you got a girl named Red, and she drives a car that's colored red. But she did also in the Mountain Dew Racing Series when she had the number 4, where she had the number 4, the red colored Red Bull car. A lot of reds. But right now, Red Bell stuck on the high side of Morgan Carpenter and Jeremy Doobie in the 26. A lime green car and a dark green car right there. The Quaker State Ford. Jeremy Doobie running very well right now, running in 10th, but he started outside pole, so he dropped spots in the early going. And here comes the 5 car of Justin Baxter, part of the 2-car Gardner team, both running Chevrolets. And Justin Baxter gets his power from Hendrick Motorsports. And so too does Johnny Gardner. Speaking of Hendrick Motorsports, car 24 of Robbie Hardy stuck behind Red Bell. Jasmine Acosta in the 6 car. We watch her in the Roush Fenway Racing number 6. And apparently we're under caution. Oh, Russ Batson. Apparently it's not the only one. Maybe a 30 car of Michael Dawson also in it. And it looks like Dylan Poteet's got damage as well. Let's look as to what happened to bring the race under caution. This happened, I believe, down the backstretch. Yeah. Let's see what happened here. Dylan Poteet on the high side here. I believe the cars were a little further ahead, maybe. Look at that. They were almost 4 wide down through there. Now I see. Alex Filter squeezed Dylan Poteet up high. Ooh, he didn't see the 71 car of Randy Carpenter. He gets squeezed up by Alex Filter. And I think Alex Filter was one who squeezed Dylan Poteet as well in the 94 car. Russ Batson, you saw him get into it. Let's see what happened to the 88 car of Mike Doobie, or Russ Batson, excuse me. Whew! Ann Batson was touched by an angel. She barely got through that. Barely. And then, you see right there, Russ Batson, he spins. So does the 30 car of Michael Dawson. I don't believe Dylan Poteet is going to want this view inside his race car, I don't believe, but tough luck for Dylan. We had an in-car camera inside his machine, and he's going to see it, whether he may want to or not. On board with Dylan Poteet, this is going to be some ride. And he hit the 30 car driving away. So as they run right now, Dominic Jarvis has the lead right now. Dylan Poteet, that probably knocked him out of the race. Dominic Jarvis leads. Dominic Jarvis leads. Dalton Day runs in second position. Eric Matthews in third. Then Keith Batson in fourth position. Lights and pace car off. Alexander Dawson runs in fifth. Then Morgan Carpenter, Justin Baxter, Alexander Jones in that 68. She runs in eighth. Jeremy Doobie ninth, and Earl Jarvis Runs in 10th position right now. And that's how we are running right now, as we're about to go back under green flag conditions. It'll be lap number 14 when we go back to green flag here. And it's Dominic Jarvis out in front with Dalton Day in the second position. Dalton Day, wasting no time, he takes a look to the inside of Dominic Jarvis. Dominic's been strong all day, but look at Dalton Day to the inside of car 17. Here they come out of the fourth corner there, side by side. Chevy versus Dodge, and Dalton Day pushes the Western Auto Chevy to the number 1 position. Dalton Day is making a comeback in season 3 after season 4, I should say, after missing season 3. The 17 car did great last season with Adam Chambers behind the wheel. Chambers not in this season. That's a first, I should say, too. Missing one of the top drivers in the series. Adam also one of the all-time win leaders in the series too. And Dalton Day, he's won, I believe, 4 times in his career in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. Here's a guy who's won a lot as well. Keith Batson, he runs in second position for Chevy versus Ford. And we all know that Ford's got some horsepower. Dalton Day's got horsepower when he wants to use it. And he better against Keith Batson, because Keith is closing like gangbusters right now. 11 laps remaining in this race. The 2 car in the picture, that is the Alexander Dawson automobile, looking to give Team Dawson their first win of the season. All this at 185 miles an hour plus. They qualified here. The pole speed at 186. Keith Batson dives to the inside. Car 28, 10 to go. The Ford alongside the Chevy. Classic manufacturer battle. Dodge thrown in there too. 2 of them, I should say, with Alexander Dawson and Dominic Jarvis. Morgan Carpenter, another Ford. She gets into it in the number 90 car. Side by side, who leads this lap? Keith Batson does. Yates Racing into the top spot. Keith Batson looking to go for his second in a row at Las Vegas. He won this race in season 3. But Dalton Day ain't giving up. He had the lead. He wanted it back. But look at Dominic Jarvis, car 43. He said, I led this race early on, and I want this win. 8 laps to go. And look at this. They were 3 wide for the number 2 position. Morgan Carpenter making a daring move down on the inside and puts the line green forward. Ooh! Her and Dominic Jarvis about touched wheels and says Dominic up high. And now it's Eric Matthews to the number 2 spot. Morgan Carpenter cost her a shot at the second position and closing in on Keith Batson. Now you got Eric Matthews in this mix too. And where did Red Bell come from? She's at the 3rd. And she's in a battle with Morgan Carpenter side by side in the 3rd turn now. Now all of a sudden you got 4 Fords in the top 4. But Keith Batson's loving all this. He says, go ahead guys and gals, race back there. I'm going to take off and win this thing. But Eric Matthews says, no you're not. I'm keeping a close eye on you. Same does Red Bell in the 3rd position now. Ryan Acosta puts the Chevy up in the 4th position. The number 4 Kodak Film Chevy. 5 laps to go. The Doobie Batson team looking to go 2 in a row. And Batson won at Rockingham. And what a race this Dan Wheldon 400 has turned out to be. Great racing here at Las Vegas. Eric Matthews right behind. He hasn't missed a step. Car 22 to Maxwell House Ford. Staying right there with Keith Batson, wondering, what is Keith going to pull on me? If when I try to take the inside for the lead. We'll have that answer in 4 laps. We may have an answer sooner because Eric Matthews all over Keith's back bumper. And here comes Eric Matthews. He might try to move him. He's all over, drafting right behind Keith Batson. 3 to go. And Eric's still he is about almost to wear Keith Batson's bumper out. Man, oh man. Eric's got one. Eric's going to try it again here. He dives to the inside, but keeps... Eric makes the move to the inside. 2 laps to go for Eric Matthews. He dives to the inside and Keith Batson in turn number 1, and he's got him. But Ryan Acosta in the 4 car, he's going to try to make the move to the inside too. Where's he going to go? Side by side, Keith Batson and Eric Matthews side by side. Here comes Ryan Acosta. He's going to try to make it 3-1 in the 3rd and 4th turns now. 3-1 out of turn number 4 to the line. To the line will be the white flag. 1 more lap to go here in the Dan Wheldon 400. Ryan Acosta to the inside of Eric Matthews. Here comes Dalton Day. Dives to the inside of the 17 car. 4 cars you can throw a blanket underneath. Drag race down the backstretch. What's Dalton Day going to do in the 17 car? Ryan Acosta to the number 1 spot now. Out of the 4th turn. Here they come out the 4th corner, and Ryan Acosta is going to win his first ever Castrol GTX Cup Series race. He has taken home the Dan Wheldon 400. What a finish. Wow. And Dalton Day, I believe, got 2nd position. I say if Dalton Day would have had about 1 more lap, he would have made a run at Ryan Acosta. He was coming. Average speed 143.754 miles an hour. Dalton Day wins the race. Ryan Acosta wins the race. His first ever and first wins this season for Team Acosta. Dalton Day 2nd, Eric Matthews 3rd. Lisa Shears, where'd she come from? She comes in 4th. Great run for Lisa. Then Keith Batson almost had it. I thought he was going to win this race. I mean, he comes in 5th position. 6th position, Justin Acosta. Zed Weinstein 7th. So I guess he's maybe turning around. Robbie Hardy comes home 8th. Jasmine Acosta 9th. And Alexander Dawson comes home in 10th position. Then comes Jacob Rodriguez, Red Bell, Justin Perry, Alexander Jones, and Mike Becker to 15th position. Not a good start for Mike Becker this season. Then John Dawson, Earl Jarvis, Sasha Dawson in the 75 finishes 18th. Then Johnny Gardner and Morgan Carpenter in the 20th position. And then there's the rest of the running order. Right there, Josh Osborne 21st, Dominic Jarvis, Jeremy Doobie, Trent Dunham, and Justin Baxter. There's the rest of the running order. 4 cars out of the race. Russ Batson, Alex Filter, Dylan Poteet. Horrible start to the season for Dylan. And Michael Dawson. But the win today, for the first time in his career, Ryan Acosta brings the number 4 Kodak Film Chevrolet to victory lane here at Las Vegas. The Dan Wheldon 400, a terrific finish. 3 races into the books. Justin Acosta has the lead. Lisa Shears, Dominic Jarvis, Jasmine Acosta, and Morgan Carpenter. 3 females in the top 5. Not bad. Then you got Eric Matthews, Dalton Day, Mike Flanagan, Johnny Gardner, and Keith Batson in the top 10. Keith's top 5 puts him in the top 10. in the running order. See right there, John Acosta in 21st position, almost right there with Justin Baxter. Ann Batson, a horrible finish that put her down to the 19th position in the points. And there you see right there the rest of the running order in the points right now. Not a good race or season so far for some of your superstars right there. Trent Dunham back in the 33rd spot. And one of the stars from the Pepsi Racing Series, Wes Riddle, in 36th spot. So, next race on the total will be stop number 4, as we will take you to Hotlanta for the running of the Bass Pro Shops 500.